Hey, I am excited to be here with you again. It's day 5. Day 5. You've got this. We're heading towards 30 days in a row, and I am so excited about this. Man, my knee hurts. I got some stiffness and tightness in my body. It feels so good. Stretching it out always feels good. My knee's a little tight, not because of the workouts, but because I slid down a ditch when I was out rocking with my son. So anyway, we're day 5, and we're looking at the theme today is tracking your life. Tracking your life. How important is it to track your life? Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15 through 16 says this: "Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity." Let me read it again. "Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity." So, hey, that's it. How many times have you missed an opportunity? How many times have you missed out on something because you didn't have the right priority, or you didn't have the time, you didn't have the energy? There's so many different ways in which we can look at this and evaluate this passage of scripture and apply it to your life. You know, recently Lisa gave me a smartwatch. Here it is right here. It's a generic smartwatch, but you know what? It works good. It has helped me track my life in a number of aspects. First of all, my time. First is my time. You know, and if I wanted to check my phone for my time, I couldn't do it right now because I'm using it for something else. Recording this devotional. So every time I go to find my phone to check the time, sometimes that takes time because I don't know where my phone is. It's something I got to dig it out. I got to log into it. You know what? I can just look at my watch. Okay, I know what time it is. That is so much quicker. That is so much easier. It's actually a time saver. So over time, that is going to save me a bunch. You know, and so what else will this watch do? Well, this watch will track a number of things for me. It'll track my steps, and it'll translate those steps into miles and calories burned. It'll help me track my sleep, how much sleep I'm doing. It'll tell me my blood pressure. It'll even tell me if what my percentage of hydration is. And, you know, that's pretty cool. That's just a few of the things that this smartwatch will help me track. You know, not just the date and time. But you know what? I've been in the habit for tracking 4 things in my personal health on a regular basis. And this is something that I strive to do every day. I've been doing this now for about the last 4 years. And here they are, 4 things that I'm always tracking. And I'm using an app to do it, which makes it easy or easier. How much water I'm drinking every day. Like I said before, I've got my 4 things that I track, my daily goal, my process goals. 4 of those are these things that I track. How much water I drink, how much sleep I get. That's the second one. The third one is the calories I consume, and I break those down, and I actually know what my grams of protein are, my grams of carbs, my grams of fat, and then I also track my workouts. I track the content, and I track the duration, and I want to know how much I do in that. So I use my phone to do that. I use an app. There's all kinds of apps out there. Find the one that works best for you. But one thing that most of us, including myself, fail to track is our time. Our time, how we are using it or wasting it. Or another way of looking at wasting is losing it. Well, we all get 24 hours in a day. We all get 24 hours. Some people are more productive than others in that time frame. And a lot of times that's just because of how they schedule their day, how they orient their day. They don't waste it. It's a difference between productive time and busy time. Productive time and busy time. You can be busy and get nothing done and get nowhere. or you can be productive and get a lot done. And there's a lot of ways to evaluate and look at that and examine it and come at it. But one of the simple ways that I've been doing the last 7 years of ministry is that I've been actually logging my time, ministry time, how I'm spending my ministry hours, what I'm doing, whether it's prepping for a devotional, prepping for a sermon, counseling, outreach, connecting, just all different types of things, cleaning, lawn care, anything that I'm doing ministry-wise, I'm evaluating it. I know how much time I spend, office time each week. And then I can evaluate that over a month or 2 months or 3 months or a whole year and ask myself some important questions like, was this the best use of my time? Was this the best use? Was this productive? Was this not productive? Did this work? Didn't that work? Why did it work? Why did it work? And then so I evaluate those things and I look at those things and I consider them and then we make adjustments where we need to make adjustments so that we can have more productivity in our day ministry for the Lord. And so I don't want to lose that time. As Ephesians 5:15 through 16 says, making the most of every opportunity. Making the most of every opportunity. You know what? I know there's one type of time that I haven't tracked, and it's the time I spent with my family. I track ministry, but should I be tracking my time I spend with my family? Am I spending enough time with my children? Am I spending enough time with my wife? Am I spending enough time with my friends? Connecting and developing those relationships for their health and mine as well. Or have I been putting that on the side and I'll get to it when I have time instead of making time for it? There's nothing more important than to make time for your family, because that's lost opportunities when they're young, because you can't get that back. And so when we consider that, when we evaluate that, we all get 24 hours in a day. We all get 24 opportunities is one way of looking at it. We have 24 opportunities. We are investing it, using it, growing it, or we are wasting it or missing out on those opportunities. Here's some interesting data that I think is just, I know we're on our phones a lot. I know we're on our technology, our TVs, our laptops, our computers, our phones, our tablets. We're on all these types of media devices, but here's an interesting data that I got from eMarketer InsideIntelligence.com, and they say that the average time spent with media in the U.S. So this is the average time spent per person in the United States, 18 and above. And they got it down here, hours and minutes per day among the population from 2019, and they're estimating it into 2023. And there's a definite uptick, and part of it was because of COVID. But we see that in our digital time, that's our mobile devices, our laptops, and we're using them in various ways in our computers. We see that in 2019, the average American spent 6 hours and 50 minutes. In 2020, the average American spent 7 hours and 50 minutes. In 2021, the average American spent 8 hours a day on their digital technology. And then drop it down to traditional media. 2019, this one didn't change as much, but we see 5 hours and 33 minutes. 5 hour in 2021, in 2020 it was 5 hours 31 minutes, and in 2021 it was 5 hours and 13 minutes. So, but it went up with the digital handheld devices compared to the radio, the TV, and the newsprint and other types of media that way. But in general, what we see is the average person in 2021 spent 13 hours and 12 minutes per day with various forms of media in the United States. That is some mind-blowing data for sure. Just something to think about. That time. Was that time productive? Was that time spent wisely? Was because of the time on our tablets and the technology, were we missing out on our opportunities? Only you can answer that question. But it's a good question to ask and evaluate. So here is something that we can do, and this is something that you can do. Just to give yourself an idea, just pick a day, an average day, and track your time. Write down everything you do, and then evaluate it and see where you spent your time. And when you do that, you begin to see you do that over time. You'll see what is truly important to you. When we evaluate and see it as it is, we'll know if it's productive time, if it's busy, unproductive time, or just lost opportunities. Remember, Ephesians 5:15-16 says, "Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity." So here are a few ideas to help you track and use your most valuable resource, time. So create a daily plan, a schedule, creating a schedule. And with that, one of the suggestions that I would suggest, and I get this from author Jason Selk, is to prioritize the 3 most important tasks. The 3 most important tasks, you need to prioritize those and try to have them done by 10 a.m. in the morning, because after that, our data tells us that our productivity goes down after 10 a.m. because we get other types of distractions that come in. And so we try to get that all completed by 10 a.m., those first 3 tasks. And then you just kind of work at the rest of your schedule, what you need to do. Set a timer. Here you go. Limit the amount of time you spend on, I don't know, whatever it is. And that could be one way. Let's say you notice that you're spending a huge amount of time on social media. Set a timer. Okay, I'm only going to spend so much time in that area. Or I find myself, spending 4 hours a day cleaning the house. Well, what could I do to be more productive in that area? Well, we've got children in our house, and we can train them to get involved in that process. And then they have their area, their responsibility to take care of. And then we set a timer sometimes, and we say, okay, how much can we get done in this task in cleaning up this area in 30 minutes, in 20 minutes? So that leads into the next one. Use a stopwatch for projects. How much can I get done on this project in the next 30 minutes? And if we were to break our day down into 30 minutes segments, and we did that consistently, you just might be surprised how much you get done and then how much time you have extra at the end of your day. And so when you think about that, we think about how we are productive, how we accomplish things, how can we use the time better? Think that way. If you create a daily schedule and you use time wisely, you invest it and not waste it or lose it, you might surprise yourself how much extra time at the end of the day you would have to, let's say, read your Bible, spend time in prayer, go on a date with your wife, spend time playing with the kids, where you'll actually have less stress in your life because of it. I mean, wow, what would you do to have less stress and 30 extra minutes a day? Think about that for a moment. So we all have time. We all use it. We all run out of it. But it doesn't have to be lost time. We all have the time to do the things we want to do. If you track your life, you will have a better handle on your time and what is truly important. So, how would you use an extra 30 minutes a day? And how would tracking your life improve your day, week, month, year, or your life in general? Hey, something to think about. Hey, let's head on over to the workout. All right, hey, we're at the workout part. Now, here is something I want to talk about, hydration. So hydration is important. You need to drink about 8 to 16 ounces, about a half hour to 50 minutes before you begin. And then while you work out, stop and have a sip of water between rounds. Your body will appreciate it. And if you're not doing it, start doing that and really continue to work on that hydration aspect. All right, so that being said, I'm going to have a drink. Okay, remember to track your life. Here are 6 things you can track. 20 minutes of Bible reading, 20 minutes of prayer, 8 hours of sleep, half your body weight, ounces of water, plus 10 to 20%. Calories, tracking your calories. Women, calorie goals should be between 1,400 and 1,600. Men should be between 1,600 and 1,800 calories a day. And that's specifically for weight loss, okay? The bare minimum that you need to eat every day, ladies, is 1,000 calories. Men, 1,200 calories. But I don't recommend eating that few calories. I want you to be between 1,400 and 1,600 and 1,600 and 1,800 respectively, so that your body has the fuel that it needs, so you have the energy that you need throughout the day, so you're not lethargic. All right, so 5-minute warm up. And then we're going to do 40 knees to hands. 40 knees to hands, 10 decline push-ups, 20 ball slams, 12 reverse lunges, 10 single leg squats. 10 single leg squats. And so we're going to move through those. I'll show you those pretty quick, pretty easy here. McCoy, can you grab the 10-pound medicine ball? Can you get the 10-pound medicine ball for me? No. Okay. So we have 40 hands and knees to hands. And so the idea here is your hands are high, and you're going to bring your knee, opposite knee, so you're going in this direction, and you're going to go right there. So hands, knee. Bring the knee up, meet it. As high as you can. Okay, it says 40. So that means you do 20 with one leg, right here, and then 20 with the other. Bring that knee across the body. All right? Kicking it back straight. Hands are straight, arms are straight. Right here. Boom. Okay? Then decline push-ups. Decline push-ups, you can use a chair, you can use your couch, coffee table, any number of things, a workout bench. I'm going to use a box, okay? And because the box has no give to it, and if you're using a chair, I recommend putting something soft on it, like a pillow for your knees. But here we go. I've got a section of wrestling mat that I use for this. And so what you want to do is get on it on your knees. Eventually you can do these from your toes, but start on your knees. So out here on my knees, and then my hands go to the floor. Right there. Hands are shoulder width apart. You can turn them in a little bit, or hands straight. Go down, keep your back straight, don't let your back sway. Okay, and you go down, and you want your nose to almost touch the mat, and then back up. So you want to do, let's see, is it 10 of these? 10 of these, right there. Nice steady pace, not too fast, not too slow. Decline push-up. You can also use your stairs. You can get in your stairs and go up 4 or 5 steps and go down that way as well. So then we have ball slam. We're going to grab that real quick. Okay, this is a ball that has got air in it, and so it will bounce. So be aware of that if you're using one with air. And so you can bring it up over your head, slam it down. Slam it down. Slam it down. So you're crunching your core together when you do this. Slam it down. Slam it down. See how it comes up? So be careful, okay? Here's the other one. Here's a 15-pound with sand in it. It'll bounce, but not the same. And you gotta squat down and get it. All right? Right there. Crunching those abs together. Typically for this, I would use this ball here with air.
so it bounces up, and you can focus on crunching, because we're going to hit the legs here next. He is having a stressful morning. Okay, reverse lunges. So reverse lunge, we're going to take this, we're going to have our foot, and then we're going to, the reason why I like reverse lunges, it's easier on my knees. So you can do a front lunge if you want, but the reverse lunge is actually easier on the knees. And so you're going to lunge back, knees going to come down, almost to the mat. Down, right there. Notice that I'm trying to keep this knee over that toe. So I'm coming down, right there. Stretch back, and the further back you go, the better it is for that leg. So you want to do 12 total, so 6 per leg. So you can do one, staggering it, and then back up. I went all the way down. Okay, so do those, and then we have single leg squats. Single leg squats, you can use kettlebells, plates, even medicine balls, and dumbbells for this exercise. You can even use a resistant band if you wanted. So, kettlebell. So you can also go no weight. I'm just going to do this with weight. So single leg. I like to have a small box that I stand on when I do this. So the kettlebell is on the same leg that I'm going to be squatting with. So I come down, go as far as you can. Try to keep this toe, knee, and shoulder in line. Come down, back up. If you need to touch you have your toe on the ground on your left leg, the opposite leg, that's fine. But you want to go down. You're working on, see the stabilization that's happening? So we're working our stabilizers right down and then back up. Okay? So, and without a weight, so do it next to the wall and go up and down. So I'm going to help cheat a little bit right there, back up, back down. When you have a plate, a large plate, this actually gives you a nice feel as to how low to go, because the plate touches the ground and back up. That's why I like the plate, because it gives me a mark. And this is just a 10-pound plate, but it really works well for this exercise. And if you want to go a little deeper, then you use a box like this, and then you go down, touch the floor, and back up. Or no weight. All right, well, hey, that's it for the workout. 5-minute warm-up, 40 knees to hands, 10 decline push-ups, 20 ball slams, 12 reverse lunges total, and 10 single leg squats per leg. So do 10 on one side and 10 on the other. And then a 5-minute cool down. All right? Hey, you got this. I did 4 and 1/5 round in 20 minutes. I'm happy with that. That's a lot of reps. So, you got this.